Well, you can follow me on Instagram at Maxine_Millimeter. That's MAXINE_MILLIMETER. I'm also Maxine Millimeter everywhere on Facebook as well. Email maxinemillimeter@gmail.com. I'm streaming on all, Laughing Matters is streaming on all Mixtape platforms, and I have two singles, Principles and Black Child Can't Breathe, which is streaming on all major platforms. So definitely check it out. Yes, it's been fun. It's been challenging, but I can't have it any other way. I'm not gonna lie and say that every day was just smiles. Definitely organizing and doing everything by myself is stressful. Has been times, like I would, like feel like I'm losing my mind. But that's why I said, you have to walk in faith and not by fear. I had to cast away, that demon of worry and stop celebrating it and just tell myself, what I can control, I control, and whatever I can't control, I just say la be to it. And I take everything day by day.
Which type of success do you think is best for Maxine Millimeter? The independent artist or the actual record label deal?
Um, I'm not too sure how to answer that. Like, I mean, of course, a record label would, kickstart me, and it'll be a lot less, like a lot less footwork, of course, because you would have your PR team and you would have, people doing things for you, basically writing down your agenda. But overall, I would like to, be where I'm making enough money to branch out and do things without me having to be stuck in a contract with someone. So, I mean, would I ever get signed depending on who it is and depending on my trust and depending on when I read that contract, what it states? Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I don't plan to be, I the reason I'm doing this is because I don't want to work for someone else. I want to be my own boss. I want to, branch out. And like I said, if I'm a worker, how can I help other people? So like I'm really serious about making a big platform of an agency where it helps artists, become who they want to become, if they're serious about it without them having to worry about the repercussions of, someone, sexualizing them or abusing, their kindness.
Yeah. If you could go back in time to that 16-year-old Maxine, what would you tell her?
Don't give up. Don't stop. There are people that are watching you and that will need you in the future. Um, and it's going to get better. And it's gotten better.
And so how does Maxine define success?
I define success as peace and happiness. It does not mean the value of a dollar. I don't have to make billions of dollars. Just be in a comfort wage salary, I guess, where, I can take care of my business and take care of my home. So, I tell people all the time, like, you don't have to make millions. There are people who are making like $6,000 a month or $4,000 a month and they're living perfectly comfortably. It's just, all on how you invest your money. Don't go out here spending your money into chains, instead release that chain of, like that thought process and put your money into stocks and bonds. Like my son, I gave him a trust fund, and I locked it to where, I can't touch it, but it grows just in case, God forbid, I ever leave this earth, he's, okay financially. So it's just all, upon your education and how are you investing into your next move. There's nothing wrong with going for broke for your dream, but just make sure that when you're spending all of your money, there's a way how you can get that money back, or it's going to be lucrative in some kind of sense.
Yeah. Well, we talked about earlier, one of the reasons why, women are hypersexualized. One of the reasons is because the industry does it. And then another reason we kind of talked about, or you shared with me, is the fact that women are not necessarily being loved correctly. So can you tell me, since I'm a man, can you tell me how we should be loving women?
Like we had double talked about, like educate me, don't belittle me. I
Yeah.
feel like, a lot of times when I ain't gonna say it's just, like men, it's also us. Like we have gotten to this point where we do not know our place.
Okay.
The man does supposed to lead and the woman's supposed to follow. But we're torn in this, industry because a lot of our men have been incarcerated. So it makes the woman become a dominant. And, I also noticed in a lot of homes that, they kind of baby their men or their children. And then when it's time for him to become a man, he does not know how to lead properly. It's just, it's not a you thing or a me thing, it's a us thing, We have to work on that together, but we also have to learn how to listen to hear each other out and not listen to respond. Just because I don't agree with what you're saying, I'm not going to say to disagree with what you're saying, but how you're saying things, but what you're saying is probably, something that needs to be said. So
you do all types of music, right? Like you don't just primarily rap, do you?
Oh no, so I don't consider myself as a hip hop artist. I consider myself as a lyricist. I discuss anything, from, like I just did a single that I just released on Juneteenth called Black Child Can't Breathe. Just pretty much discussing how, we as a people, if we come together, we can overcome a lot of the things that we're dealing with. I feel like the media, everybody deals with, trauma and things that are, like really, sickening, but the media over publicize when it happens to our people. And I feel like that's why mentally, physically, spiritually, we're not able to heal. So, I make music and stuff, like stuff that you can dance to. I just did a disco song that's coming up soon. So I don't consider myself as a hip hop artist.
Well, but what's interesting though is I listened to your mixtape, Laughing Matters, right? Yeah. That was pretty good actually. How did you come up with that? The songs on there, New Range and stuff like that. How did you come up with those?
It's actually funny. Like, I just had just a few of my engineers just throw me some beats. And I was just, I just kind of went off of the flow of the energy that I felt like the beat was giving me.
Okay. Yeah.
So shout out to Vegas Nights, Dupe Wages, Katie Young Cocky. Yeah, they definitely did their thing.
Okay. So you don't have anything pre-written, like you get the track and then you write?
Yeah.
Okay.
It depends. It all depends. Like sometimes like I have like something that's in my head that I'm just thinking about and I'll write it down. And it just so happened, like, for example, Shuttered Minds, I had actually wrote that. That was a poem. And then when I heard the beat, I was like, I actually got something that can go with this. So it all depends,
Yeah. How long have you been doing it? How long have you been writing lyrics down?
Well, I've been a lyricist for like 16 years. I started when I was 16.
Okay.
But I never really took it serious, per se. Like I used to just help out with my friends and stuff, writing music and stuff. But my heart was, I really wanted to go to school and, get my degree and do things like that. It's crazy because that's not how life had turned out for me.
So what made you start to get a little bit more serious or serious as you are now?
I just felt that, we have a lot of artists that are out right now. But I kind of felt like, like no shade to anyone, but everything kind of sounded the same to me.
That's right.
So, I just wanted for people to know that, us as women, we don't have to always talk about, Birkin bags or, popping that thing. Ain't nothing wrong with it, but, we have the same experiences, the same struggles, as a man has. So I just wanted to, give it where it's relatable to, people who are actually listening to music for the lyrics and not for the turn up.
Yeah. Well, I guess so. The $1 million question would be is why are you different? Like, right? Like everybody else is trying to jump in the same lane. What made you veer off, so to speak?
You said maybe.
Yeah, what made you decide to be an individual? What made you decide to be different? Because as you said, like most people when they get in, they want to be Cardi B, they want to be Nicki Minaj, the list goes kind of on and on. So what made you say, well, look, it's like, no, I'm just gonna be, Max, and I'm gonna do something different, which is who you are.
Yeah. I think the young ladies out here, I feel like, like I have a niece and I have like a lot of, little girls that are watching behind so many people that, I just really wanted for it to be a change. Not like I said, no shade to Cardi B or Meg Thee Stallion. They're definitely
Yeah.
doing their thing and there's nothing wrong with that type of music.
Mhm.
But, I like everybody is not relating to turn up. Everybody's not relating to, doing these type of things. There are actual real live issues, especially in our community, that
That's
need
right.
to be discussed.
Mhm.
So I felt like, like since nobody's talking about it, we need that Lauryn Hill, we need that Queen Latifah, we need that, like that word.
Yeah. Are those two, Lauryn Hill and Queen Latifah, are those two people who inspire you and you look up to?
Yeah, I think my biggest admiration, I would say woman wise, would definitely be Nina Simone.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yes, I love how she's unapologetically free. She says what she says. If you pay attention to who she is as a woman and as a writer, she's just always been, different to me. And she's always been like, like you think you know her and then she switch it up and it's like, oh damn,
Right. Yeah. Hey, I understand. Definitely. What's most important to you when someone is listening to your music? Like, what kind of feedback are you looking for from anyone, man, woman, child, doesn't matter?
To be honest, I'm not really. I don't know. I don't really think about like what kind of feedback. I mean, just all feedback. I've had some people that told me like like my lyrics are dope, but they don't see them playing my kind of music, and I respect it. I just want to be that outreach that somebody can listen to, and I think that's the reason why I have been branching since Laughing Matters, different type of beats. Like I had a melodic beat, that was like kind of like Juice WRLD kind of fans.
Mhm.
I had like this turn up song that like that catches the Meg Thee Stallion type of fans, and I also got like this like I said, I just did a disco beat that was
Yeah.
yeah, I'm
Mhm.
trying to bring back the real music. So
Yeah, absolutely. Now you don't look like you were born in a disco era. How'd you get exposed to disco and Sade and all these other older groups that I'm sure you've been exposed to?
my mom, definitely my mom. She wasn't that type of person that, listened to, what they say in terms Negro ears. Like we used to listen to a lot of Eric Clapton,
Oh,
a
really?
lot of
Okay.
Sade, what was the name of that group? I don't know why In Vogue,
Yeah,
so
yeah. Hmm.
yeah, so I used to listen to those, like on them blasting the music, you gotta clean up the house. That's what she was playing. So,
Yeah.
like coming up, I just never, stuck to a genre. And then I also like noticed that I just started to have like an admire for Madonna. Like I like
Okay.
how she switches up her, type of music. Yeah, I don't know. It's just my mom.
Yeah, absolutely. So what are you listening to now though? What's in your playlist?
Oh, what's on my playlist? A lot of Chicago artists. Definitely, I gotta shout out to G Herbo, Vic Mensa, Pretty Gal Side. I also listen to like a lot of people from like Tyler the Creator. I like J Cole, Kendrick Lamar. They're pretty dope. Uh, People who are in my playlist. I don't know. My playlist goes on and on. I don't. I mean,
Yeah, I'm sure you have a lot. I'm sure you have a lot of people. I'm sure you have a lot
yeah.
of people. So where do you want to be? Like what's the end goal? Like you want to be rich and famous? What you trying to do?
My overall end goal is I want to create an industry where you don't have to feel like you're being either chastised or you have to do something, in order to make it. I learned that, with this industry, I have come across a few people that will kind of, like reach out to me and ask me like, like, what are you willing to do for the fame? And it's really crazy, that your talent can be there, but people see you and they try to over sexualize a lot of things. Not saying that all industries or all people are doing that, but I've just noticed it so much where it's just like, you know what, I'm tired of it. I want to make it to where there's a proper outreach source for people who are not educated, on the business of it, or, just have, like the proper like agencies where they can, hey, this is what you can do. I can help you, advance as an artist, so.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I agree with you that Black women are primarily seen as hypersexual. What do you think we can do? You and I as individuals will be the first question. And then we'll move on to what do you think that the bigger, like some of the gatekeepers can do to change that? So what do you think you and I can do to change the perception of what's kind of going on in the industry right now?
Don't belittle me, educate me. I feel like a lot of people, when they see things, like if I'm dressing a way that is considered inappropriate, instead of you saying that, hey, you're a beautiful person, I could assist you with certain things that you're doing that could be, like the wrong type of perception that you're trying to give out. Instead, we'll just be like, like, I don't know, they'll down talk or you'll talk behind someone's back. And I just feel like, it's our, like it's one another. Hey, like, educate me. I don't know everything. I'm still learning as a person. And that's why I say I take all feedback. I don't get offended or get, angry about something or defensive per se. I just listen and I take it in. But you also have to learn that you are your own person. So even though all feedback is appreciated, some things I do just like,
Yeah, yeah, most definitely. Well, I guess my question would be, do you think that the industry is responsible? And there's no right or wrong answer here, right? But do you think that the industry is responsible for having a better message about, about the images that they show and about the music that comes out?
I feel like the industry is promoting what's popping.
That's right.
And unfortunately, the things that are popping are, clubs and unnecessary things. But yeah, I mean, of course, that can be changed if the media allows it or wants to, for sure. Like once upon a time, we was listening to Keep Your Head, like it was blasting all every day. Ooh, child, trying to get easy. So it's like, for sure, I feel like it comes hand in hand with, what's being promoted from them, but also what's being listened to and what's being streamed more from the fans. So it's just hand in hand.
What about fame? Like, are you willing to? Fame is a part of it. Like, if you begin, once people start listening to your music, regardless of how that happens for you, whether you sign with a label or you do it as an independent artist, do you think you're ready for that, the darker side of fame? So, and I'm not talking about anything too bad, but just somebody is always in your DMs. You probably won't be able to go to the restaurant by yourself, those kind of things. Are you ready for that part of success?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I ain't got the bodyguard just yet. But yeah, I feel like I'm definitely, like, I've had times when people would get in my DM. Just like I said, I had a few castings that I had to turn down because the director was being unprofessional. Yeah, I'm a God-fearing woman. And so with that being said, like, I pray, I do my affirmations day by day. I take it in day by day. And, at night, I just make sure that I release all the negative energy because, yeah, it can be a lot, hearing the criticize, hearing, like the people saying nasty or negative things. But, I don't allow it to, overshadow me. I know that my overall goal is to help people that are like me. and to, you know, make this a branch where it's a little bit easier for, you know, artists that are up and coming. So as long as I stick to my goal and I remind myself why I'm here, I feel like, you know, no matter how the devil try to come at me, my angels are going to make sure they protect me regardless.
Right. Now, is networking, do you find that networking in the industry is difficult or easy or what?
I feel like networking is what you make it. Like, you know, you can network in so many different kind of ways. You can go out, you know, to different events. I did a lot of spoken word events, you know, and then now that we have social media, it has been a lot more easier for people to, you know, reach out to different people from all over the world versus, you know, when we didn't have the internet or, you know, the medias. So I feel like, you know, now, yeah, it's definitely, if it just all depends on how you promote it. You know, you can't come halfway. You can't, you know, just throw out some stuff and then just kind of hope for the best. You know, it's just, you have to look the part. You have to be the part. So.
Okay. How is it? You said you've done some spoken word. I'm sure you've kind of done some shows as well, right?
Yes.
Okay. What does it feel like when you're performing?
I mean, when I first get on the show, on the stage, I mean, I'm a little, you know, antsy because, you know, I'm anxious. I want to, you know, get it out of the way. But when you get the energy of the crowd and, you know, you see people, you know, who are listening, bumping their heads, you know, moving, you know, it gets you amped. You know, it encourages you. You know, so I love it. It's the adrenaline is, I can't even explain it, but it's unmatched every time.
Well, I could imagine you're probably wiped out after that as well, right? Like you get so high, and then once you get off the stage, you probably come down, right?
Nah. I'm usually like, once I'm up, I'm up. It's just like, you know, like, what's next? What's next? Let's go out here. Let's network. They heard my music and stuff. Let me get into it with this person. Let me get into it with this person. Like, it's always work. So I just always look at, like, you know, after, it's always business.
Yeah, I got you. Can you rap over? Can you not rap, but can you write something to any track, or you like to pick specific tracks?
I would say that if you give me the beat, I'm giving you the lyrics.
Okay.
But it's just all on, you know, how my heart feels as if, you know, it's supposed to be coming.
Yeah. Okay. Got you. And so you're acting as well, right?
Yes, I act and I model as well.
And so of those three things, what is your favorite to do?
I think I have really been having a lot of fun doing acting, you know, becoming different characters. You know, I mean, it's fun to be Maxine Millimeter. It is, but, you know, to be Tracy, the super spy, or in a horror film, doing different things is definitely fun. It's a different kind of network. Yeah, I don't know. Cause I love my modeling as well, to strut my stuff. I think I just all love them all hand in hand. It's just they all have their benefits, but I have been seeing that, you know, like I've been showing a lot more thrill towards my acting career.
Are you self-taught with acting, or have you been taking classes?
No, I'm self-taught. All my life I've been considered as a drama queen. So
okay, all right.
So I was like, you know what? Like, I guess this is my calling. Like, it was funny because I just did a recent live stream. Like, I had bought some wigs online to do a review. And the wigs were just horrible. They were just so bad. But, you know, turning a negative to a positive, I had, you know, my viewers, like, we were doing like prank calls. So I was like putting on different wigs, and they were telling me like, you're going to be Stacy, a porn star that works for Walmart.
Right.
And so, like, you know, it was just like, you know, it was so fun. It was, you know, the improv, and just to see, like, you know, like the different characters and the different accents I was able to do. It was extremely fun.
So what are you and Wade going to be getting into?
Wade and I are actually going to be getting into a few things. He just recently texted me. It's funny because I was just telling somebody, like, if he changed my character one more time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I can't really, you know, give it in solid, but I'm just going to tell you just to stay in tune. But yeah, we are definitely going to be getting into a few projects. One of them, I know that he said is going to have like a great lesson or a story behind it. So, you know, can't wait to, you know, like get it up and moving. And I'll definitely send you the information so you as well as the other viewers could tune in.
Absolutely. So what do you think is what is your favorite to do? Is it comedy? Is it horror? Is it drama?
Um, Again, I don't know. I love them all hand in hand. I've been told that I am quite the comedian. I'm just as silly as they come.
Hmm.
I just recently had got a role as a scream queen. So I've never really did horror. I've watched a lot of horror. I did a lot of homework on it. But yeah, so I can't really say that that's like, you know, I'm really excited for it, you know, but I can't really say, you know, what I can or what I like until I do it.
Okay. Okay. Do you find that acting is a challenge for you, or do you just think like look, I was born this way, I was born to do this stuff?
Yeah, I feel like, you know, I'm not gonna say it's simple because, you know, depending on the storyline, you do have to get into character. You gotta kind of feel that person. You gotta, you know, be who that person is. Like, I had did a short film called "On My Dead Homie," and it was basically about how a young man was murdered, and his friend was trying to retaliate, you know, because he was hurt over his murder. I played as the baby mom, you know, so I had to, you know, put myself in that character as, you know, hey, if this was my son's father, you know, what kind of, you know, passion or what kind of, you know, what kind of, what would I say to him? Or how would I feel about him trying to go out in the streets and revenge his friend, but that's going to be a detriment for him and his son needs him. So it was like, you know, I had to get into the feeling of it, but like I said, afterwards, I had to pray it out and had to cast it off and tell myself, like, this is not, you know, my situation, you know, for sure. Um, but yeah, it's not difficult, but it's not easy. I feel like it's just what you make it with when it comes down to your character.
Okay. How are you finding the parts? Are people finding you like through social media? How are people finding you?
Yeah, they most people find me through social media. I have my email online, so I'll usually just get a random email and be like, "Hey, this is a script. Are you interested?" I'm like, "Oh, okay." I also have a Actors Connect, Chicago Actors Connect line on Facebook.
Okay.
So like, I'll also see like people who are looking like, you know, for cast. I'll reach out as well.
Yeah.
So.
Are there parts that you think that you would not play or would not be?
Um, I couldn't say that. Probably like I wouldn't even say like, you know, like that the soft porn like power because I think I would do that. So I can't. It just all depends on the seriousness of the cast, and you know, because you have to be careful, especially if the casting is up and coming. It's not like, you know, like a big production. So it just all depends on who the production is and, you know, their background of professionalism to say whether I would or would not do it.